Hello, guys, welcome back to the chaos of the everyday. I think we should do a Dull Men's Hall of Fame with all our heroes. I'll start by nominating Fred Dibnah. If ever there was a man with balls, Fred's the one. One of a dying breed who prioritized things like symmetry and straight brickwork over things like safety. An absolute legend of a man. My favorite Fred quote is, "People ask me all the time whether I've ever slipped." There isn't a steeplejack alive today who has ever slipped if you slip off a 300 feet chimney. It's half a day out with the Undertaker, no messin. Watched a team of well-organized men laying the path today for a solid 10 minutes. My wife sees me still watching and says, "How are you still watching that?" I say, "Actually, it's incredibly interesting." It was in that moment I realized how truly dull I am. 30 for 5 even minus 3/4, increasingly happy with how dull I am. My girlfriend when I was 17 wasn't too shy to get off with one of the blokes from Kajagoogoo. After the gig that she just attended in Leeds. She did the same thing sometime later with a guy from Modern Romance. Her sister didn't mind telling me that I was just too dull, probably true. I don't think Toto did many gigs in Leeds back in 80 to 83rds. So, my question, did you or your partner get off with any celebs back in the olden days? Not counting encounters with Jimmy Savile or Russell Brand. BTW, that's me with the trumpet. For the last 12 months, I have been making a model out of Babybel wax. Loads of material has gone into it. I do this while I'm on Teams calls which are not demanding my attention. Reached a point today where I do know what more I can do with it to make it better. I'm happy with the right hand. The left hand is just a giant lump, so that might be where I go next if I have to. Sharing here just for positive comments because no one else cares or even knows about it. 40 odd and desperate for attention. Has anyone ever wanted to do an experiment to see what happens? If you put a can of deodorant in a tumble dryer, well, my son has done it for you. Sunday morning, and as I'm finishing up my bathroom routine, my wife shouts through the door that our tumble dryer has exploded. I quickly dressed and wandered downstairs thinking what kind of electrical problem has dawned our not-so-old appliance, and that I am going to have to send a strongly worded email to Hotpoint. I was greeted by the door of said appliance on the other side of the utility room, along with shards of plastic and a significant quantity of feathers. Scratching my head as to what could possibly have caused it to catastrophically explode. My 17-year-old son, who had just finished doing his own laundry, was clutching the remains of his down jacket. The source of the significant mass of feathers, I then noticed a cylindrical object. On closer inspection, it was in fact a can of Lynx he'd conveniently left in his pocket. Male 49, wishing I'd thought of that trick to get out of doing laundry. So me and another dull guy decided on January 1st this year to have a pint in every single pub in our town in 2023. We are 63 pubs in, and we think there is about 100 pubs in the town. All on my profile if anyone wants to take a look, but has anyone else in the group tried this idea? Age of 38, likes pubs and Toto, but not a fan of wine. Particularly dull morning avoiding humans. My average pace was around the 20 kilometers per hour with a mix of terrain. Not fast enough to road cycle and live too far to frequent mountain bike trails, so the bicycle this morning was the gravel bike. Much like a road cycle, it had many gears and drop bars, but fatter tires for gravel riding. It still gets flat tires though. 60 kilometers riding. Now time for a beer and a pie. 34, size 46, 11.5 shoe. EDIT, tried tubeless and sidewalls leak. New tires required. Bike is steel. Tire pressure 45 psi. Whilst embarking upon the highlight of my week retrieving the Sainsbury's shopping trolley. With Her Majesty's pound, can we still call it that? I found to my dismay the front left wheel wouldn't turn. I said to the trolley man personif, "You are offended in charge who was returning a concertina of trolleys that mine had a flat tire." He promptly said, "Don't go away, I'll be back in a jiff to pump it up for you." 38 seconds later, I did time him as what else was there to do, he came and pointed a magical device at the wheel, and hey presto, I was on my way. But not before I inquired how the hell did that work. Well, apparently the front left wheels have a locking device in them which activate if the trolley leaves the store without passing through a checkout point. How long have these been fitted for, I asked. A year or two now, he says. A very dull day indeed. Anyway, the shopping is packed away and I look forward to next week's journey out. But must remember to put porridge oats on my shopping list. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.